Guys, one of your colleagues gave me this coursework to come up with solutions, and these are the solutions that I came up with. So for those who want to write can write, for those who want to screenshot can screenshot. Let's get into it very fast, as quick as possible. So the question was in 3 parts, which we are going to look at. The first question was, how do local governments generate revenue, or how do leaders guide local governments in generating revenue? And the other question was, what challenges do local governments face in generating revenue? And the other question, the last one, was solutions to the challenges faced by the local government in collecting revenue. Before I continue, this channel is basically for campusers. It sidelines with the accounting part of it, but if you have any questions outside accounting, you can let me know. So let's get into this coursework. Just do me a favor, share the video to your colleagues in class. Subscribe to the channel, please. If you have any other question, anything you don't understand, any topic, please let me know in the comment section below, because I normally go through them, and I help out students. So I'm a graduate, and I'm a lecturer coming through. I'm doing SCCA. So please pay attention to whatever I'm going to say, and you take the answers. If I can repeat, please help me share the video, and subscribe and like the video. If you can't share, please like. If you can't like, please comment. If you can't comment, at least subscribe. Okay, so let's get into part 1. Part 1 will be with its own video, and part 2 will be with its own video, because of time limit. YouTube gives you time limits on how to do these videos, and I don't like long videos, because they do what? They become a little bit too much to watch. So let's get into question 1. It's local government finance and management coursework, questions and solutions, as you can see on the screen. The question 1 said, the practice of public financial management is now considered critical in combating corruption, alleviating poverty, and ensuring the effective use of internal and external resources. Local governments have a duty to mobilize and utilize those resources for better services delivery. It's the duty of local government to show accountability and transparency while handling the mobilized resources. For example, question 2, the solutions to the problems faced by the local governments in collecting what? In collecting revenue. The two answers are even here: accountability and transparency. This is an answer to question what? To question 3. This and this. These are answers to that question. So if you're wondering, where can I get the first 2 answers of what? Of question 3, these, accountability, it enables the local governments to overcome challenges, and this, transparency, it also enables local governments to overcome the challenges of revenue collection. Okay, so here the required, what they asked is, if you are invited by the Minister of Local Government to give a keynote address to newly recruited district management teams at their induction, discuss to them the best practices on role and responsibilities of stakeholders in revenue mobilization and utilization in Uganda. So these courseworks normally have an approach. You start them with an approach. 1, you have to introduce. Mostly introduction is needed in part 1, but you can introduce, it's like an introduction, and conclude, please. Conclude, if this is a case study, please conclude. You have to introduce and conclude. Only that in my video I have not concluded, but because I was caught up by time. But I'm going to tell you how they conclude. But for an introduction, for part 1, they want you to discuss the best practices on the role and the responsibility stakeholders have in revenue. How can the stakeholders get revenue for the local government? How can they, which role do they have in revenue mobilization? Which part do they play in getting revenue? Or which part can they play to mobilize revenue for local government? And which part can they play in utilizing that revenue? You've gotten the revenue, so there are two parts. How can they play the role of the local governments getting the revenue? And how can they play the part in utilizing that revenue in Uganda? Are we together? Hope we are together. So, this question, so you have two things. What it should be in your mind, it should be 1. How do the stakeholders help in mobilizing revenue for the local government? And how do they help in utilizing the revenue for the local government? So, and I'm going to show you how the question can be attempted. First of all, this is the solution below. Now, please, again, like the video, subscribe, share to your colleagues, and comment. Thank you. So let's get into the solution. The first solution is you have first describe the different stakeholders. Okay, you describe the different. We have internal stakeholders and external stakeholders. As you can see, we need to first understand what stakeholders are. These are persons, organizations with interests in the organization. For example, I'll give an example of NGOs. NGOs have funders. If you have a funder, please, if you have a funder, let me say an investor, that's an external stakeholder. Then we have an internal stakeholder. Who are they? We have, for example, the employees. We have the top level management, the low level management, and so those are the stakeholders. In my next video, if you're interested in knowing the stakeholders, I can bring up that video. It's in public sector management. That's why they look at different stakeholders. Topic 1 of public sector accounting. That's why these stakeholders are. But for purposes of saving time, let's come here. So these are internal stakeholders. These ones take part in the administration of the company. That's what you should know about these internal stakeholders, sorry. So these ones are in the organization, okay? They help in the day-to-day running of the local government. Let me see, you've seen, for example, the Minister of Local Government is Majezi. Is the Minister of Local Government. So, for him as a minister is an internal stakeholder, okay? Because he takes part in the administration. The external people, we shall say that are like the donors, the United States government, the US aid, the German aid, those are external stakeholders, okay? So these ones, the internal, they play part in top managerial staff or top managerial management of the local government. All together. So I'm trying to save time. And the external stakeholders, they are different from internal, as you can see, but they invest and disinvest in the organization. How is that? Investing is putting money and disinvesting is stopping the investment. I will come and share a video on how investment is different from the investment and the differences and why it happens. Why does a stakeholder change from the investment to disinvestment? Okay. And what you should know, basically, as I've told you before, the internal and external stakeholders are different, okay? So that's what you should be within in your mind. And then let's go direct to the answers. Now, these are the answers, okay? And what you should understand is, I think I Are they 12 points? With coursework, you don't need, so this, internal and external, these were what? This was your introduction. You look, you see? This is all your introduction before you start the real question. So these are the answers, basically. Now, I'm going to summarize these answers in 5 minutes. Because I'm out of time. The YouTube gives you minutes to do the video. So, what you're going to see is, remember, we are on how stakeholders can help in revenue mobilization in a local government, okay? So, first of all, they help in decision-making in organization. And how does it help in revenue mobilization in a local government? You get my point. They make decisions that help in investing in the local government. For example, let me say if there was a liquidation and or acquisition. Liquidation is like selling off. Okay, when you sell off something, you get revenue. If you buy something, you're using revenue. So what they make, they have to make such decisions in acquisition and liquidation. Can we sell an asset of the local government? Is it the best decision we can make? Because if it's a bad decision, then the local government is going to lose money. And at how much are they selling the local government asset? They have to make the best bid or the best value of that asset. Because these assets, they normally have values attached. Now, if you make an asset with a value attached, that means if they're going to give you 10 million, you can refuse. Stakeholders can refuse and like, no, we are not. Okay? We are going to do B and C. Okay? We want 10 million. No, you're getting 5 million. You have 15. No, we are 1.5. You get my point. That's the decision making I'm telling you. Then, the other point is they distinguish new areas of market inflation and increase deals. They have to make sure the local government gets the best what? The best deals in town. You get what I'm trying to say. These local governments normally get deals from the donors. Okay? So, if a local government might come and tell the US government that, you know what, please give us this money and this money, or investors want to help put up a market, what. So that market they're going to put up is going to help to create revenue. And in that, you see how the stakeholders are helping out when they get these deals. I've told you stakeholders who have internal and external stakeholders. Please pay attention to that whenever I'm explaining that point. The other point is they help, I think this was a repetition, sorry. Help in decision making, it's the same as this. I didn't do what? I didn't realize it. Sorry about that. We are back here. Okay, let's go here. And the other point is corporate coefficiency or consciousness. Actually, it's corporate consciousness. Large stakeholders are significant stakeholders of organization and have checked overall meaningful of activities and they can cause the company to comply with corporate liabilities and government roles. Likewise, the outsourcing activities may cause. Basically, this is it, guys. Please screenshot, take the notes. I'm caught up by time. They direct the administration, project coordinator, the help in coordinating projects that the local government gets. Then they execute. Then the project lead, whenever when you're project lead, that means you're accountable on the project. So they lead the project that they've gotten, guiding on how accountability can be done. Okay. So this is, you can screenshot and take notes. I'm just caught up by time, please. Sorry, but I would have explained better. If you have any comment, please comment. And these are the points. They are basically 7. So the other question of the challenges faced in mobilization and solution in the mobilization, please, in my next video, just go in my videos and you see it there. It's going to be there, challenges and solutions to revenue mobilization by local governments. Okay, so this is the solution to part A. Okay, guys, so let's go to part B in my next video. Thank you.